Well, yesterday was fun, so let's have some more fun today. Let's hang out. Let's hang out a little bit. I am Scott. I am a psychic medium, and I'm hanging out with you live here on the TikTok. We're gonna have a great time. The full moon. How about that, huh? Did that affect anybody last night? I had some crazy dreams, which is really fun because I haven't been dreaming as much as I normally do. So to have as much fun, crazy dreams as I had last night was interesting, and I liked it. So I labeled today the full moon or full moon ghost or something because I want to know what you think. Is there a correlation between paranormal activity and the full moon? Is there a difference between the veil on the other side to us during a full moon? A lot of people would say yes, and I believe that there possibly could be. So I wanted to see if anybody... Hi, Amanda. How are you? I want to see what you all thought. And, of course, I'm going to use my Alice cards again today. I really liked using them yesterday, so... If you're hanging out and I see you here for a little bit and we get some likes and some shares going, I will start reading some of these. Today's is going to be Falling, the Unknown Descent, Momentum, and Change, which is a lot of how I felt about my dream. I was going from my time in the military to visiting my daughter who's in the military to the Shanley Hotel, which is full of ghosts. And it was a real mishmash of different sorts of events and areas of my life that are very important to me. So falling and change, that's pretty pertinent to me. So what's up, Twin Crows Tarot? How are you? Everybody follow Twin Crows if you like tarot card readings. Amazing tarot reader. Let's talk about that real quick too. I saw that there's some big hoopla going on about social media like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook banning or chopping off the reach of people who do tarot and readings and stuff, which is interesting because of all the scammers that are out there that are taking advantage of our fan base. Basically, you folks who are awesome and hang out with us and trust us. There's a lot of scammers, obviously. My Instagram this week, all I've been dealing with is one scammer in particular who has just been going hard on my fam. They even requested my wife. Like, they tried to give my wife a reading and charge her. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Come on. Or a lady, whoever you are. Like, it's ridiculous. It is. It's crazy, right? Oh, and look what came here. Such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to reality and coming home. So I've been thinking that it might be time to change the strategy here if that's how things go, right? So do me a favor, if you're hanging out with me, just give a like and a share and let everybody know what we're doing here. We're going to be doing some oracle card readings for you, possibly some tarot, if they so decide to come out of their box, and I'd like to do that. One of the things I think is really important while we do these is, this is one thing I always say, is the grounding part. So although I want to give everybody a reading and I want to help you out as much as I can, especially if I could do it for free, is that you have to understand that this is, it's just advice, right? And I don't know you personally and you don't know me personally. And it's important for you to know that it's just a whim. It's just a possibility of things that are out there. Nothing is set in stone. And I think that that's really, really important for everybody to know when they're doing these, whether it's with me or somebody else. I know there's a lot of big creators out there and they fly through these decks and they're like, yes, no, yes, no. And I'm like, I feel like that's disingenuous and doesn't do the person asking the question anything. It doesn't do them any justice. So it's Janine. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. So that's for you, Janine. So whatever happened in your life in the last couple days, don't sweat it. You can't go back and change it. So it's time for you to move forward and be in the present. And I like this because we have the eagle head, which is really sticking out, which screams freedom to me. So once you let go of yesterday and move forward, you're going to be free of a lot of the crap that you're dealing with. Don't dwell on stuff too much, okay? Yeah, Twin Crows Tower is right. Free will is always there. So I hope that helps you there, Janine. So I love a card from that beautiful deck. Sure, Amanda. This one came up a lot yesterday, too. Don't drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. So if this pertains to a relationship or even with yourself, things that are not good for you, stay away from them. And, sometimes we just have to be conscious of those things. Like, I have to think about not eating too much sweets. Lately, I've had a sweet tooth, and I know it's not good for me, but I keep indulging myself, unfortunately. But I know it's bad for me, right? But this could pertain to relationships or finances, things that you know and you think about before you do it, and you're like, I shouldn't be doing this, and you do it anyway. So don't do things that are bad for you. It's interesting. These cards are so cool. They have so many different meanings. There's a lot of clock work in here, which I'm a big fan of watches and clocks. So I love that kind of stuff. If you'd like a card, just let me know what you'd like a card in. Love, maybe, perhaps. Relationships. A little bit of health, maybe, if we get into that. I was just talking about this, about needing to stop drinking soda and going to the gym. Yeah, so, you got to do the things that are good for you, right? We all know that. We are preached this all the time. We got to do what's good for us, right? And a lot of times we don't. Dora card. These are, well, it's funny you should say Dora card. These are Alice cards. Alice. You're Dora. I'm dumb. You got to excuse me. Wanting to grow an experience in the rejection of perpetual youth. So growing up. So for you, Dora, I see you got 333, which is a lovely angel number. So it's time to embrace your next step and move forward. I think that's what my general readings are always kind of like. I always want people to remember that tomorrow is not promised. Today is the best day for you to get something done. And yesterday, we don't worry about yesterday. I'm doing a little bit better there, Nicole. Thanks. I'm clearing myself out on my sinuses finally. TMI maybe. Amber says a health card, please. Choices, feeling blocked and restrained. And it's stuck to another card, which is interesting. So let's see what it says. Lead the way. So as far as your health goes, if you're not getting the answers you like from one healthcare provider, maybe you should go and get a second opinion and let them know what the first one said, of course. But go to the second one and see what they have to say, and maybe you'll find a solution to whatever is ailing you at this moment. Thanks. So, how do you all feel about... I know, everybody's like, card, please. I want to talk about ghosts, though, folks. Let's talk about some ghosts, shall we? Anybody have any cool paranormal experiences happen to them during the full moon in the last couple days? As we near the full moon here, I think it was last night. Any kind of ghost stuff happening? Let me know. I like to hear about those kinds of things. Share and like your experience. I mean, I'm totally into it. Always, I'm a medium. See, it's interesting when people say that because I'm full-on medium since I'm 4 years old, and I don't always have paranormal experiences. I have to turn it on and get ready for it, and, sometimes we have them, but not mostly. If people are always having, like, ghost things happen, you might want to learn how to turn your ability off. You'll probably feel better. I've been feeling really weird and off since yesterday. So you will make it through this. This says, shine bright like a candle. So whatever's going on, you're going to feel better. I felt that way in the beginning of the week, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I also had a cold. So hopefully you'll feel better soon. Your energy will return. Remember, you can always go outside and ground and feel better. Fearlessly sober. I like that your name, and it suggests that you may have had some issues with sobriety in the past. So what I like to say is that sometimes I find that people who are highly spiritually in tune also have interesting addiction issues, and that's not always just substance. Sometimes we have a little bit of OCD or ADHD, and we go down roads to quiet the noise down, right? And sometimes that is substance abuse. So if you feel like you have spirits around, there's a very good chance that you do. So just keep that in mind. Congratulations on your 2 years sober. And I see that it's a hard decision every single day for you to make that decision. So good job on doing that. And it will bring you nothing but peace and happiness to keep going down that particular road. So great job. I applaud anybody who does that. It's a hard road to go down, believe me. Yeah, see, everybody says congratulations. Isn't it amazing? What's up, Seattle? How are you? It's nice to see you there. My name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. Today I'm just doing some tarot card and oracle card readings from my beautiful Alice in Wonderland deck and my tarot cards as well. The only thing I ask for is a like and a share and a follow if you're so inclined to do so. All right, everybody who's doing well on their road on sobriety, congratulations. I congratulate you fully and wholly. It's amazing. I had a ghost boy on our houseboat. Came downstairs once, and I'm surprised, and we surprised each other. That's so funny. I never. Okay, here's an interesting one. I've never investigated a houseboat as a haunted location. How interesting. I wonder if you sailed your houseboat somewhere else, if the ghost would go away, or he would stay in the location where you were docked, where you had the experience. What's up, Vicky Joe from Iowa? How are you? If you'd like a reading, anybody, just let me know. Just tell me what you'd like. As far as a reading goes, and I will pull a card for you. Okay? So if you like love, relationship, health, all that kind of stuff, remember everything is taken with a grain of salt. I don't know you, and you don't know me, probably. So we're just having a little bit of fun and seeing what the future might hold. Every day I pull in my yard, there's a red bird waiting on me. I blow kisses and it flies away. That's so awesome. I love that. Apple Truck Design says health, please. Let's shuffle these up a little bit. It looks like you haven't been getting too much good news lately, but I like, this always reminds me of the medicine. What do they call that thing that grinds up, the medicine? I forget what it's called. I'm having an off day. But anyways, it looks like your health is going to improve here, and shore up all of that heartache that you've been having. So, good luck with that. And thanks for all the following. I appreciate you. The Moses staff, thank you. Spirit Falcon, I appreciate you. Mortar and Pestle. Moses staff, so Spirit Falcon, look at you. I pulled this card for you for giving me that info real quick. Continue on your journey there, Spirit Falcon. Things are going to go well for you. Just remember that we are all just beginning our journey, and no matter how much you think you know, there's still more to learn. And that goes for all of us, including myself, because I just learned something just now. That and the Mortar and Pestle, thank you for answering that. I appreciate it. Will be strong enough to make changes that are needed. Yeah, absolutely. Here's our Ace of Swords, and I always believe that this is a card of victory and strength. And just remember that just as strong as you are as a weapon, you are as a defending yourself. So you will have the ability to change. Everything is within ourselves. We just have to believe it, for sure. My eyes look really cool. Yeah, today they're green. My eyes do this really fun thing where they change from blue to green a lot. Jenny Brown says, spiritual journey, please. Sure. It looks like you're on a quest right now. It'll end well for you. If there is any end really for a spiritual journey, but just know that you're on the right path and to keep going. And as you go, don't forget to teach others. Teach them what you're learning. So that's awesome. Good luck. And thanks for hanging out with me. Let's see. I see Jenny Brown says, I was looking for Allison Bray. So she says spiritual gifts. Yep. Keep working on them. They're coming along. Just keep working. You're early on in your journey. Just keep working. And don't forget, again, to teach others about what you're learning as you go. It's important that all of the people who are learning about their own spiritual gifts, you may not step out into public like I do or like some other creators and stuff like that do, but don't forget to just let the people around you know what you're doing and that it's okay to do it. Jess says spiritual gifts as well, please. Yep, absolutely. You have guides on the other side nurturing you right now. It's time for you to start writing down and journaling the things that you are picking up, and your gifts will develop more strongly from there. So good luck. I feel like I'm in a dry spot. It's been on me to go public with it. So if you feel like doing that, go ahead. Just remember that going public with any of this stuff is always a double-edged sword. What I mean by that is that once you step out and start doing stuff like this, you know what? You got to get ready for the people to come after you, because they do, and you have to have a thick skin. That goes for everybody. But I always feel like I'm tough. My experience in life has led me to be here, so I'm cool. Carlos says, "Will I get a job in the next 30 days?" Yeah. Have you been hounding somebody for a job? I heard the guy he's been hounding is going to give him a job. I don't mean that in a negative way, like somebody you've been really talking to and bothering about, like, give me his job. Yeah, you're going to get that. So I hope that rings true for you there, Carlos. Good luck, buddy. It's rough out there, I know. And I want everybody to have a job and do well and provide for themselves and their family. Guidance for weight loss. Oh my gosh, I could take some of that myself. Continue on your journey. Just make sure that you're doing it for yourself and nobody else. That's where I am. Because if I do it for anybody else, I don't care as much as if I do it for myself, which is why I'm a little overweight right now. I wonder who my kids talk to. I do tarot and practice mediumship, but new to it. They're probably just talking to the spirits around the house, your family members, people that they would trust and you would trust. It's my guess. It's who my kids talk to. Spirit Falcon says, "Are you a paranormal investigator?" I am. On top of being a medium, I am also a paranormal investigator. I always tell everybody that I do everything I do with a grain of salt because I believe in what I do, but I also believe in science, and I believe that there are answers for everything. So although we call this spirit, I also believe that it could very well be explained by science somewhere down the future when people really take this more seriously. Not to say that that would take away from spirit, but I just feel that way. Do I do readings on combat veterans? Well, Mark Anthony, USMC, I got news for you. Semper Fi. I'm also a United States Marine, or at least I used to be. And I do. So if you want to contact me for a reading, my fellow Marine, Scotty, njmedium@gmail.com. And I can do a reading for you there, my friend. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you. My daughter's in the Marines right now. Is my mom guiding me? Absolutely. 100%. Ah, good. See, us Marines, we breed Marines. That's what happens. No, I'm not doing any video requests right now just because I may have to cut short and run. I never know what I'm doing, and I feel bad not hosting. What's my religion? I'm a Catholic. I'm a very open Catholic. But thank you for that answer. It's a good question. Need help finding my dad. My mom was ET side chick. Oh my gosh. Occupation change coming in the next month. Yeah, keep if that's what you want, absolutely, it will come to you. Just make sure that that's where your focus is. If you're not focused on actually getting that new career, then it won't come to you. That's really important. What we want, we manifest, we get. Richard Fraser is radio and TV host and minister from Alabama. Hey there. I spent some time in Alabama. Sorry. Got the washing machine going behind me. Down at Redstone Arsenal when I was in the Marines. That's where I trained for my MOS school at the Army base there. It was fun. How do you forgive somebody who's passed on? That's pretty easy. Just tell them you forgive them. It's something I talk about a lot. You may have seen a video I did here on TikTok. It's very important that we let go of those ties to people. Even if they've done something wrong, if you're ready to forgive them, and that will lighten their soul and yours as well. If that doesn't help you, write it down and write them a letter of forgiveness. Let them know that you're intent on letting them be forgiven. Richard, you say that you're a minister. I assume that you do some kind of ministering in a religious sense, which means that you probably say in the name of the Father, the Spirit, name of the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, all that kind of stuff. You're literally praying to dead people. I mean, that's what it is. You're saying a prayer to those people who are passed on, including, all the religious people that you probably believe in. It's silly to say that. So when you ask God for help, you don't believe that He is asking you or giving you signs back? Yeah, you pray to God. Okay. I don't want to come at your religion. I don't do that. I don't think that it's fair that you come at my beliefs. I'm a practicing Catholic, but I also believe that when I say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I'm praying to those people on the other side. I'm talking to God. I'm talking to the angels. I'm talking to the saints. I'm talking to all of my loved deceased ones on the other side who want to bring me love and happiness here in this lifetime. And I think that everybody should believe that. I think it's pretty silly to pigeonhole one thing into belief, and that's it. One way can't be the only way, right? How do you know if they've forgiven you? Just, I always say that if you feel like that you have forgiven them, then they probably have forgiven you. That's a true belief. Uh-oh, all my cards are jumping out. They're getting mad at me because I'm not reading them. I'm just shuffling them. Hey everybody, my name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. I'm just hanging out here having a good time on TikTok. Just remember, I don't think that my way is the only way. I'm just here to offer my opinion, what I believe. It doesn't mean it's a fact or anything like that for sure. I'm just here having fun. Hello, will I ever get my log cabin home? Oh, I hope so. That sounds like fun. Yeah, you're on your way to your log cabin. Your chariot awaits. So just keep working towards what you want and envision it, and you will have it. Good luck. Bunny Rhodes says, any chance you could pick a card for me? Sure, the Empress comes out for you, Bunny Rhodes. Um, very strong characteristics. Probably start looking up to the sky pretty often and understanding that you have your own spiritual path that may differ from the others around you. Continue on that path and do everything with, as I cringily say, light and love. Love and light. Amazing. Rachel says, money. Oh, the fool. Be bound not by things that are material. So perhaps maybe you're not going to be getting all of the financial things that you love, but that might be a blessing in and of itself. You're very welcome, buddy. Anyone can pick cards and make up lies. Anybody can pick up a book and interpret any way that they want, Richard. If I pick up a Bible and interpret it differently than you, does it mean I'm lying, or does it mean I have a different perspective than you, sir? You can come hear me all day because I was raised Catholic. I was an altar boy. I go to church. My kids go to CCD. I love God. Okay, you understand? But I don't come here and preach that because that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is just offering a little bit of my gift, which God has endowed in me, because I am built in His image, much as you are and everybody else here. Okay. We are built as the universe, as the source, carbon. We're all built with the same thing. It's not a mistake. So please, if you don't like what I have to say, you can leave. Otherwise, I'll have to block you, and I don't like doing that. Especially somebody who says that they're the faith, they love all that stuff. Be that. Preach it. Just don't tell me I'm wrong because it's not what I believe and what you believe are different. You guys don't have to defend me. I deal with these folks all the time. And it's not a bad discussion to have. God wrote the book, Richard. Come on, Rich. Think about it. Did God come here and write the book? Did He pen it? Do you have the proof of it? No, men wrote it down, and they had agendas, and they had things that they wanted to sell. Think about it, Rich. I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong. I'm just trying to tell you that we have different perspectives, bud. All right? Have a great day, Rich. Joy and love, exactly. Kathy says, a card for me, please. Surely. Let's shuffle them up a little bit. The moon. Even though things might seem a little bit dark for you now, Kathy, things are going to get better. I advise you to stay on the path that you're on. Keep asking for help from the other side, whatever you believe in, and it will come for you. The happiness and joy that you need, okay? And I feel like you might be in a little bit of a dark spot right now, but you're going to get out of it. Joy. One for Joy. The Magician. Very good. Keep being the person that people go to, Joy. It's funny that your name is Joy, and it seems like you bring a lot of happiness into people's lives. I love The Magician. It speaks on so many different aspects of a person's life. My buddy, I'm gonna name drop. My buddy Dave Tango has this, and he says it's his card. It's tattooed on his arm if anybody ever watches Ghost Hunters. And I asked him why, and he said because his grandmother picked it up once and said, "This is your card." And it's because you bring magic into people's lives. And it sort of took on a new meaning for me when I picked this for somebody. So you bring magic into people's lives. Be a good listener, help them get through their problems, and keep being you, Joy. You're doing a great job. Melanie card, sure. The Tower. Some big changes are coming for you, Melanie. So if you, and Canada, right? I see your Canadian flags. God bless you folks up there. I hope that you're doing okay. I see there's a lot going on. I don't know how much what the media is showing us here in the United States is correct, but I hope that everything for you personally is going well. Looks like there's going to be some big changes. Maybe this is for your country since you put your flags there. I hope things end up well for you folks there, and you get back on with your lives and back out there, because life is to be lived and not be stuck inside. And I don't get political here, but that's what I hope for you. All right. All right, Rich is blocked. Got on my nerves. What's up, Tampa? How are you? Brenda. Brenda, remember to remain flexible in all things in your life. I like this card because it shows us that you can be flexible and beautiful at the same time. It's amazing, right? So that's you, flexible and beautiful. Stay that way. If we become too rigid in anything that we believe, even our spiritual beliefs in life, we end up cracking and we end up not being able to grow any further because we stayed too close to the roots. Okay, and that's that card. And that I wish Rich had stayed around and heard that, but unfortunately he had to go. Health card for your grandson struggling. Oh my gosh, I hope he's doing okay. I hope that he gets better. Here we go. We're sending him nurturing vibes, positive intentions, and that he gets better from whatever is ailing him. And that goes for anybody here that's listening and they're struggling with health issues. I hope that you all find a nurturing warmth in life and that you get nursed back to health and you feel better. Bless you. Thaddeus says, I need a card for my daughter who's stressed out working as a nurse. So, the Page of Pentacles. As she continues on her journey, and tell her I said thank you as another sort of frontline worker myself. I understand there's a lot of stress right now. Tell her to keep on staying the course, but not to forget to come home and take care of herself. That means that if she has to call out of work to take care of herself and feel better, that she should do that, okay? She's going to be okay. I know they all are. I talk to nurses pretty fairly often, and I know they're under a lot of stress, and I say thank you to everybody. If you guys like what I'm doing here, please do me a favor, give it a like and a share. My name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. I'm hanging out with you today on TikTok. We are just doing some readings and having a good time. I appreciate everybody who's been hanging out with me. We had 140,000 followers. I'm super stoked about that. Shweta, please. I like your name. Ooh, you got the eye thing in the card. So whoever the gentleman caller is in your life, time to start giving him back that energy. So if you're leaving him on red, maybe you start talking to him a little bit. Shweta. I hope that makes sense for you. Hey, Creepy Facts. Creepy Facts is a great page to go follow. If you all like some ghost stories and all that cool stuff, follow them. They're awesome. I love all their stories that they share. You're welcome, Shweta. I see G8 Georgia Girl 002. So let me tell you, the people on the other side, they pay attention to us pretty often. I'll give you a quick little story about that. So I connected with a woman for a woman to her mom, and she wasn't quite sold on the fact that I was talking to her mom. And I gave her some evidentiary reading material or whatever. But one of the neatest things is her mom gave me this image of a really tall man hitting his head on a lamp at a restaurant. And she was like, my son. So I knew that they were related. And I was like, okay, so your mom's talking about this tall gentleman who I think is your brother, and he hit his head on a lamp at a restaurant. And the woman I was doing a reading for was like, oh my God, my brother and I went out to eat yesterday. And he did. He stood up. He's really tall, and he hit his head on a lamp. On the lamp over our heads. So that's how I knew that her mom was watching. She was there at that lunch. So it's interesting. So our loved ones on the other side are definitely watching us. Oh, in my screech voice. Card, please. I love that. Sure. For you, Abuela, I like that. For you, don't dwell on the things that have happened in your life that were negative. I want you to focus on the positive things, and that includes if there are things going on around you that you feel like are out of control, let them be, because there's no point in chasing down the things that you can't control, and just focus on the things that you can control and that are positive in your life. That's my spilled milk card. There's no point in crying over spilled milk, ever. What's up, Rhonda? Help me, Rhonda. Help. Looks like you're on some growth there, Rhonda. You're going to be doing much better in life. I feel a new start coming for you. So maybe if that's in a job or a relationship, new beginnings for you, Rhonda. and it's going to go well, whatever that new beginning is. Anybody who's looking for a reading, just comment. I'll try to grab you if I can. I'm the only moderator here. Somebody says, "Will Keith come to my house?" Did you invite him over? You're going to cook him something delicious? Yeah, I bet you if you invite him over and tell him that you're cooking for him, he's going to come over. Just be your warm self, and yes, he will come over. Invite him over with hospitality and good food, and Keith will come over. Trust me. As Keith sounds like a man, and, if there's anything I know, the way to our heart is through our stomach. Uh-oh, my favorite question. Lori Kennard says, "What's my life purpose?" Our life purpose, for every person watching, myself included, who's speaking, be kind to each other, spread love and generosity. If somebody is in trouble, help them if you can. If you can't, find somebody you can. Be as positive with the people around you as you possibly can be, even if they are not being that way for you. Do as much as you can to be positive until you can't be. Can we read for our family without their permission? Yeah, you probably can. I don't. Sometimes my mom gets messages from my grandmother, her mom, and I try to give her messages if I can. Oh, I'm sorry about your mom passing away, Maria. It's funny, I was just talking about my grandmother, and her name was Maria, so I'm sure that that's not a coincidence. I know that your mom is doing okay on the other side, and I'm sure that she's watching out for you and sending you messages. Might be a little soon for you to see them because our grief wall is pretty high when somebody passes, and it kind of clouds the things that we're supposed to see. But I guarantee you, as time goes on and as it gets a little bit easier to deal with the loss and the grief, the more signs that you'll see from her, and she'll let you know that she's okay. I can't read for your son since he's 9 years old. I feel like that's unethical. I don't really do that. I can tell you that I hope that he does well in life. I hope he does great in life. That's what I want. Lemmy, need to make a decision. Lemmy, go with your gut. Be fierce and be strong. Be decisive. I love this card when it comes to decision making. Cut through the BS and do what you got to do. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you. My name is Scott. I'm a medium and a psychic. I'm hanging out with you here on TikTok. We're having a great time. Should I entertain love now or no? I think now is a great time. Move forward with it. Whoever you decide that you're going to be in love with, make sure they're in love with you also. But if you decide that you're going to give your love, it's going to be fruitful and a good relationship. Good luck. Oh, I'm sorry. I see somebody's my little man with my mom. I am 100% sure. One of my favorite things I see when I do readings, even when it's a tragic, like a child loss, our loved ones are always on the other side with them taking care of them. Always. Somebody says, "Am I cursed?" Absolutely not. There's no such thing as Oh, thanks for the gift. I see you sent me a gift. I never ask for anything. I do appreciate if you send something. I don't believe in curses or hexes or any of that stuff. I just want to let you know that anything in your life that may not be going your way can be remedied. Sometimes it takes a little bit of effort on our own part to understand where the negative energy is coming from, and we have to work through it. And that goes for me too. Sometimes I put myself into bad spots by accident, and we have to work our way out of it. Okay? Not woo-woo stuff, just it's tough sometimes. Anything from your dad, Dino? I love his name. I'll tell you that he's doing okay. I didn't hear anything else. Will I get my new job this week? I'm beyond miserable. It looks like you have somebody looking out for you there, Sarah Dunham, and I think that if it's not this week, it'll be in the next 2 weeks or so. I'm sorry you feel miserable. Sometimes when we have financial obligations and jobs here, it can make for a rough time in our life. That sucks. I saw somebody asked me if I connect with guides. I was offering that as a service, but it got too out of hand. I didn't have time to do them all. So what you can do now is I have a guided meditation available in my link in bio that you can go to. And you can download it if you are so inclined to want to meet your spirit guides. It's a nice little meditation to help you out. Johnny Bev, I'm here. Hi, I'm here as well. It's nice to see you there, Johnny Bev. Leanne says, anything for me, Leanne, Llama. Get prepared for several issues coming your way. I know you're well prepared for them, and I just did a little reading on this card earlier today. Just know that the things that are coming at you, you are well armed and ready to deal with, okay? So there are going to be some issues coming your way, but you got this. Don't let them get you down. Good luck, Leanne. Somebody says I've been having terrible headaches. Will I be okay? I hope so, Nicole Smith. You might be having your guides reach out to you or somebody from the other side. If you've already been medically checked out and they can't find anything, maybe try meditating and opening up your crown chakra. Try wearing more purple. I'm wearing blue because I wanted my third eye to be more open. Nice to see everybody there. My name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. If you like what I'm doing, please do me a favor and give it a like and a share. Full of Curiosity, 3240, the Emperor. So you are a G when it comes to spirit. So you're great at manifesting, and I want you to know that anything that you wish for and you want in life, you're going to get. Stay full of curiosity, keep searching out the truth, and use the things that you gain in life to help others. Okay? That's a really nice thing. I love that. Hey, did you guys know that I'm going to be on a haunting? What's a haunting, Scott? It's a TV show on the Travel Channel. It's going to be this Friday, the 18th, right? That's this weekend. Friday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can tune into Travel Channel, and I'll be on a TV show called A Haunting. And if you have Discovery Plus, it'll be available all day starting Friday morning. So if you're interested in seeing my smiling face on your television screen, you can do that. And I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit. Haunted dolls, a paranormal investigative team, ailments. Oh, it has it all. Devil dolls, you name it. So I hope that if you watch it, you like it. I keep seeing the same repeating numbers every day, everywhere. What are your guides trying to tell you? So what I'd say is that anybody who's seeing repeating numbers anywhere, just go into your Google search and type in those numbers and angel numbers after it. And there's a really great website that always pops up first, and it'll give you a guide for all the numbers and what they mean. Because I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to numerology. It's not my favorite. Oh, you saw me on Paranormal 911. Thanks. Yeah, I'm also on an episode of Paranormal 911. Season 1, Episode 10. First story. That was a lot of fun. White feathers are always a sign from your loved ones. It's really nice. You're very welcome, full of curiosity. I'm glad that helped you a lot. A card for spirituality. Oh, look, the High Priestess came up after I shuffled it. So that means that you're on your right path. Make sure that everything that you are learning with love, and that everything you disseminate that you learn is done with love. And that will help you out with that, okay? That's for you, Aaron Maria. Red birds are the best. Do I think your biggest... I think that you're on your way to the goal of... But I don't think it's going to be the biggest one yet. I think it's going to lead to other bigger things. So you're close to meeting the next goal, but there's many more coming for you. What's up, Tiffany M? How are you? Oh, I'm so sorry that you lost your son there, Janice. I'm sure that he's okay on the other side. Tarot cards do not equal Ouija. Ouija boards equal Ouija. Which, I don't have my board sitting here right now, but it's around here. One of them. What happens if the numbers reverse the same way? Look them up. They can mean different things. It's very interesting. Are tricksters demons? They can be different things. So a lot of times trickster spirits are jinn. And they're a little bit different from demons. Because demons want to rule your life because they want to rule your life. Jinn are the kind of spirits that like to play jokes on you in order to get you down and kind of ruin your life in that kind of way. And that's a bit more of the trickster spirit. Different kinds of hauntings. Yeah, there's all different kinds. There's ghost hauntings, which are usually pretty benevolent. Just ghost spirits looking to get their point across. Like, hey, I'm here. They do things like open cabinets, push things over, apport things, and apport just means they move one thing from one space to another. Then you have the other stuff's a little bit darker, is demonic hauntings, and those are really very rare and hard to find. Not as common as some Zach Bagans might want you to think. And those are 4 steps of oppression, infestation, oppression, and then possession. So that's another kind of haunting. Then you have your trickster ghosts, which we were just talking about, jinn, which are very rare as well. And then there's all different kinds in PKE manifestations. People manifest their own poltergeist. Sleeping paralysis, that's another kind of thing that you can be affected by, but that's also a medical issue too. Hunting. House is hunted, but not by a spirit. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Do you think a land can hold spirits? Uh-huh. I currently live in a town where through about 20 years of time and a mile and a half of space, complete strangers, a 5-year-old boy and a 40-year-old man reported this same exact ghost in completely different locations, different times in life, and different areas of town. The 40-year-old man reached out to me. I went to high school with him, and he said, "Hey, I didn't know you're into all this stuff. Did I ever tell you about the ghost that lived on Jackson Avenue in my house?" It was an old man, and he had a dog with him, and he had like this weird bleeding chest wound. I'd see him in my room at night, and he'd always freak me out. So what that gentleman didn't know is that several weeks before that, I had spoken to a mom and her 5-year-old son, who had told me, the son told me this, that there was a bad man with a dog and he was bleeding from his chest. And they lived about a mile and a half away from each other, these hauntings. And they were the same description. And these people the 5-year-old certainly didn't know the 40-year-olds, who didn't even live in the town anymore. So it's very interesting. Yeah. Lisa says, anything for me? Expect some good news. And expect it to come from a place that you weren't. Expect it to be unexpected, I suppose. Some good news is headed your way, Lisa. Do I believe that dreams are messages from the other side? Yeah, I started this off if you weren't here. I had some interesting dreams last night about my time in the military, my daughter's time that she's spending in the military, and then I had dreams about the haunted Shanley Hotel. And I'm not sure what it all is going to mean, but I wrote it down because I'd like to see how it plays out. Hey, Callie, sure. Callie shines. This card's coming out a lot today. I guess we got a lot of High Priestess energy out there with the full moon. You can manifest Tell her she can manifest her own wants and wills. Don't be controlled by anybody else. And she needs to understand there's more out there besides what's right in front of her face. And that is coming straight from one of your guides. I couldn't even, put a filter on that one. They were just going to shove that out there for you. So good luck. I hope that means something for you. Can you tell a story about a good haunting from a stranger ghost? You know what? I could. So why don't you stay tuned to my TikTok channel and I'll think of one and I'll give you a good story of a haunting. Because I have a couple nice ones. How can you tell if a bad spirit's attached to you? You would know. You wouldn't even be able to ask about it because they wouldn't let you. A bad spirit would definitely keep you from being able to articulate that and say it out loud. They would want you to just feel depressed, sad, unable to reach out for help. The same signs as depression. That's why we always have to go with the clinical first and have you go checked out by a doctor, make sure that you're all okay. And then if they're like, well, we don't really see a reason for you having depression, you have the signs, but we're not sure what the issue is, then we might look to a more spiritual reason for it. Was you just on Sam and Colby show? I was on the, if you don't know who Sam and Colby are, there's some fantastic YouTube stars out there. I think they just hit over 6 million subscribers on their channel, and I was lucky enough to be with them on an episode of their show. It was really awesome. I got a lot of new great fans from that. So yeah, that was me. Thanks for asking, Nebo1002. Angie. Life is going to get easier for you in the near future, Angie. Keep fighting for the things that you want, including a new relationship. And I hear that you have to be strong for your daughter. I hope that makes sense, Angie. Goddess Judith says, yes, me too. I always feel drained and lazy. Oh, cool, Neba. I'll give you... Tell you what. Bam. Neba, I follow you. Just like that. I like paranormal investigators. Hi, my daughter is very overwhelmed trying to buy a house now in a tough market. Yeah, so we'll let this be representative of the market. Let's see how your daughter is going to come out on this. tell her to keep her options open, and although it may not be exactly what she dreams of, the right house will come along. I'm sitting in that actual opportunity. This is not the house that I dreamed of, but man, was I glad to find it when I did, and it's paying off now, even though there's all kinds of things wrong with it. So sometimes we have to take the things that we don't exactly want and make them what we do want. So good luck with that. Tell her I said that. My best intentions for her to find the nicest thing. I just want to touch on this. I'm going to say Dakota says, my dad was murdered about 60 years ago. I'm so sorry to hear that. The lady said she has seen and heard him. So this is what I'll tell you is that I don't do any kind of missing person cases or murders, because I am a firm believer that the only thing that solves those sorts of things is good police work, and good evidence. So please know that I hope that they someday find your dad, but I don't, even as a medium or a psychic, buy into much of that. And that is somebody who has gotten some interesting clues from the other side, but it would never prove anything in court, and it rarely ever brings anybody right to somebody's body. So just know that good police work and evidence is the way that those cases are solved. I'll say a prayer for your family that one day your dad is found through those means. God bless you. My dad passed away while I was in prison, wondering if he's still with me. I'm sure that he is, and just know that no matter what your relationship was before you went, that he is definitely looking over you, and that he loves you and he's with you, okay? That's important for you to know. Oh, thanks. I try to be cool. I'm just trying to be down to earth. That's who I am, as a person. My 9-year-old son is small, and I think he has a bad spirit attachment. Definitely not. You would know. You would know if he did. Again, I think I answered your question a little earlier about bad spirits don't let you talk about them. So if you feel that way, you need to find somebody in your town or in your area that you trust and that will not ask you for money to help you with your problem. That's the number one thing if you have those kinds of issues. Anybody who's like, well, I'll help your son out, but for $5,000 or some phenomenal fee, don't trust them. They have to be willing to want to do it for free. That's why like religions are really nice. So if he's not, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to make it religious, but certainly find somebody in a religious community that would help you and not take your life savings from you, okay? That's very important. If somebody oh, that's a good question. I think you meant Sid says, I might have a spiritual attachment. Will a Reiki healer help with that? So yeah, that's a really important thing. So that the Reiki healers usually charge anywhere from $85 to $150 an hour. And they will go over your body and they'll let you know what's going on there. And some of them are very in tune and they can see spirits that are hanging out with you in your energy and your aura fields, and they can help remove that. So that's another good way to go. Hey everybody, my name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. I'm hanging out with you today on TikTok. I've been trying to go live at least 3 times a week. If you like what you're seeing here, would you do me a favor? Please give it a like, a share, and a follow. Let TikTok know I'm doing a good job, and let everybody else know as well. I appreciate you very much. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear it. Stormy, the little fox brat, says, card for my friend Matt who took his own life. He's okay. Please say some prayers for him. This is going to go for anybody who's ever taken their own life. They are in the light. God does not judge them. That is not something I found to be true. Usually they're afraid for themselves because of what they're taught. They're okay. Say a prayer for him, and he knows that you're thinking about him. I know that, okay? And the reason I said say a prayer for him is because I think he needs a little bit of help moving forward, which is what this card's about. Let him know it's okay to move forward and that there's no judgment. There's only love. May I have a card, please? Selling my home. Sure, Chance. All right, it's going to go well for you. I like your name too, Chance. So it's going to go well for you. Just put it up there and don't ask too much. Don't be greedy. Put it up there for the right price, and the nice buyer will come along and take it right off your hands. You know, it's so funny. I always get... what are they called? Realtors in my groups. I'm actually really good friends with a few realtors, and I don't know why we all find each other. I have a card place looking for a new job and a bad job now. So It is definitely time for you to move out of that old job. Let's see what comes up for you as far as finding a new job. Yeah, manifest it. So go ahead and start looking, put a resume together, and put it out there that you're looking for the new job. I will set a intention for you right now that I hope that you get out from underneath the crappy job that you're having and the crappy time that you're having, and that you find something that's more financially stable, which I think is a big problem for you, and that it brings you the happiness that you're looking for. Good luck. Angie, will Chris and I be together? It's tough to say. I'm going to say inconclusive. All relationships are what we put into them. So if you want you and Chris to be together, put the work out there. And he may be sending you signals that you are not picking up. So maybe have a better and more in-depth conversation with him. I like talking about that. Men and women speak two different languages sometimes. Men very much say what we mean, but we don't always mean what we say, and we feel differently many different times than the way the ladies in our life do. I always tell my wife, I'm a psychic, not a mind reader. And that's the way it goes. Jen Bean, a card for you. Oh my goodness, sure. If you are looking to go on any kind of trip there, Jen Bean, now is a good time for you to go. Go out there and find some adventure, find some love, and I feel like I want to tell you that if there's like a art project or like a passion project you've been thinking about doing, do it. Now's a good time. Anything that you want out there, Jen Bean, is nice for you. If you'd like a card, please do me a favor and just let me know what you'd like your card to be in. I can do love, obviously relationship, housing, anything. Just let me know. Ooh, card for my trip to Florida. Yeah, I gotta shuffle these things a little better. That you guys are gonna think I have 3 cards. Trip to Florida is gonna be nice. Look for adventure and fun. I hope that it turns out that way for you. When you're down there, can you do me a favor, Fushini? Look at the sky for me. Here in New Jersey, we don't get to see the sky, especially where I live. New York City has got too much light pollution. How's everybody doing today, all right? My dad passed away 32 years ago today. Anything for me? Lisa. So, Lisa, any problems or issues that you felt over the years with your dad, it's time to let them go and get out from underneath them. All is forgiven and all is well. I hope that helps. I like hanging out with all you folks. You're all so nice. I'm great, Rachel Sunshine. How are you? I'm reading all your comments. Let's see. Oh my gosh, your dog passed away. I'm so sorry. Yes, your dog is absolutely. All our dogs come back and hang out with us all the time. They love coming to hang out with us. Hey, if you're hanging out with me for the first time, my name is Scott. I'm a medium and a psychic. I'm doing some tarot card readings for you today. I'm also letting you know that I'm going to be on a haunting on Travel Channel this Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have Discovery Plus and you have a subscription to that, you can find it all day on Discovery Plus. It's called A Haunting, and it's the name of the episode is called The Devil's Dolls, and it's about how I helped a paranormal team out with their very haunted dolls that they acquired. If you'd like a card, please just let me know you'd like a card with. Your real name is Geneva. I got you, Neba. I'm going to call you Neba, though, because that's your screen name. I like it. If you'd like a card, let me know you'd like a card in. I don't know what you want a card in. We could sing a song. Hi, Scotty. Is there any message for me relieving? Ah, yes. Giselle, you have asked a very good question. The Hermit. So, I believe that you, Giselle, probably have some mediumship abilities, and there's something inside of you telling you that there's a reason to ask this question. Most likely you are getting information from somewhere across the veil. Trust yourself and your instincts and know that your loved ones are reaching out to you and they are talking to you, okay? Good luck with your abilities and developing. I'd like a card, please, and thank you. We just spread my dad's ashes in the keys. Oh my gosh, I guarantee you he's so stoked about that. I love that that's a thing. Victory, absolutely. Absolutely is on board with that. Thank you a million times. I'm sure of it. that's what he would want. Anytime we one of my favorite readings I just had was this gentleman came to me from the other side, and he was showing me like this vast open, like arid landscape. It was hot, like New Mexico, right? And I said, your dad is talking to me, and I want to say I'm looking at like a postcard. It's so beautiful, but this is where it is in the desert. And I was like, I asked the woman, I was like, does that mean anything for your dad? Like, why would he talk to me about that? And she said, he passed away 13 years ago, and we lived in New Mexico for about a year and a half when we were younger. It was my dad's favorite place we ever lived. And he said when he passed away, he'd love for me to spread his ashes there. Unfortunately, he passed away many years ago, and I still haven't done it. But just today, I was talking to my family that we thought it was about time that we got out there and did it. So their dad was talking to them and letting them know, one, that is absolutely where I want my ashes spread, and two, I know you were talking about it. So isn't that amazing? So our loved ones definitely know that stuff, and they definitely want us to know those things. A card for extending your family. Maybe now is not the right time with the way finances are going. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that it will be tough for you. But I believe that I think I've seen you before, Liz, and I think that you're a great person and that I know that you would make it work. So don't let finances decide whether or not you're going to expand your family. I know I wouldn't. I just go for it, but I'm a crazy guy. Will Art ever tell me he wants to reconcile? I believe that he will. Just know that it'll come in a small whisper and not a giant yell. So if he's sending you text messages or messages or just like asking through a friend how you're doing, that's his way of trying to get back in and say hello and that he wants to talk again. So just keep that in mind, okay? Good luck. There's so many people here. Hi, how are you? My name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic. I'm hanging out with you today on TikTok, doing a couple nice readings for you. Dave and Dash. My guy, I love that. So your finances are going to get better, Dave and Dash. They will start small and build up bigger. So if you just like have a business that's kind of waning, it's going to get better for you slowly and then rapidly again. So as things start to come back here in the world, so will your business. Okay, I hope that helps you, Dave. Good luck, buddy. Hey, do I have any... Hi, Auntie Beanie. I like your name. Do I have any other fellow service members here in the United States or otherwise? I've served with Canadians and Koreans and all kinds of folks in the military. Any military service people? I just want to say hi to you and say thanks for everything. USMC, what's up? Semper Fi. I just like saying hello to all my any of my first responders, my first responder people. Hi, how are you? Yep, I try to tell everybody. Yep, I'm a veteran. I also have a job, LEO. And, I love all of you folks and everybody who does everything, frontline workers, nurses, doctors, all you folks. Army wife, just as good. I love you too. I'm trying to manifest money. Me too. There's a lot of change coming your way, so whatever you've been manifesting should come your way soon. Don't forget that hard work also goes into manifesting. So good luck, Susanna. I hope I didn't mess up your name. Mary, General, please. Life is taking an unexpected turn recently, but it is going to get better. Just take some of the lessons that you've learned throughout your life and apply them now and turn things around for yourself. That's for you, Mary. More Army wives. What's up, Army wives? Will my son get through the untimely death of his friend? I'm certainly sure that he will. I've had several of those, unfortunately, in my own life. Let him grieve in his own way. And this is important for anybody grieving, don't think that there's a wrong or right way for anybody to grieve. Everybody does it differently. And if it's a young person, sometimes it takes some serious getting over. So there are still friends that I lost in like the 11th grade that I think about. Guys that I went to high school with since kindergarten. So, it takes a while. I say a prayer for them all the time. Thanks so much, Angie Robinson. I love your energy. I love that you're here. I like hanging out with everybody. This is a lot of fun, right? And it should be. A love card for Danielle, 623. Everything within reason. Everything within limits. So love will come your way, but don't expect it to come like a flooding Watergate. Um, she's already got love, is what I keep hearing. So whatever that is, nurture it. It's funny when your guides scream at me, because they really yell at me. Some of your guides are like freaking crazy. They're like, Mama. Everybody who's sending me a gift, I want to say thank you so much. I never ask for any gifts. I do appreciate when you send them to me. It's super welcome, and I say thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. I like likes, shares, and follows. Those are my favorite. I want you to keep. I generally do love you to keep your money. I do private readings. I do. Yeah. If anybody's looking for any kind of private reading, I do charge for those. You can send an email through my link in bio. You just hit the link in the bio, and then there's a little envelope. Click that, and it'll send you to my email, and you can just write me an email saying you want a reading. Easy peasies. That's the only way, by the way. I'll never go in your inbox and ask you for a reading. I mean, this is who I am, and I'll never say, dearly beloved, I am speaking with your ancestors. Those people are full of shit. Never talk to those people. Allison says, a card for my father's help, please. For my father's help. Let's see what we got here. So, I always am trepidatious when it comes to health. And it feels like he has some major health issues. I'll say that, I don't know that he's going to get better anytime soon, but I know that it's a way off before he's going to pass. And I'd like to make sure that he's comfortable, and everybody I think that's surrounding him is letting him know that as well. So whatever's happening with your dad, it's not anything that's going to take him from you anytime soon, I don't think. But, he does have declining health, and I'm sorry for that. Nothing I can do, unfortunately, sugarcoat it on that as I tune in. Thanks, Mariana Goddess. I appreciate you. Sassafras. I like your name. A card from my job and possibly love. So for work, looks like you should be getting employed again soon. Make sure that you're putting out a resume or whatever it is that you need to do to get hired back somewhere. I feel like I want to say that you have some sort of interesting retail job. So that's coming. And for love, maybe love is a little bit off. Focus on yourself first, and then love will come. And that's for you, Sassafras123. I love your name. It's the name of one of my favorite Green Day songs, which I might be dating myself. Who are our guides usually? Loved ones? Excuse me, our loved ones guides, yes, and so are people that we've never met and beings we've never met. But I don't like to get too far off course with that because I don't like to scare people. Oh my god, I lost everybody. I had a little hiccup and everybody left. Oh, now you're back. I've been waiting on a job offer. Next. Card, please. Sure thing, Auntie Viv. New job is coming your way. Just make sure that you remain flexible for whatever they're asking you for, and know that it may not financially start off the way you want it, but it will end up financially paying off for you in the end. So keep that in mind. Thanks, Aunt Viv, and I saw you're a gifter. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hi, can I have a card? I'm feeling stressed. Yes. Looks like anything that's coming at your life right now you can handle. So although you're feeling a little bit stressed, don't sweat it. Life will get back to normal soon. You're welcome. Hi, my name is Scott. I am a medium and a psychic, and I'm hanging out with you here on TikTok today. Don't forget that if you got a reading today and you're still hanging out with me, that this will probably be available in the next day or so on my YouTube channel and then on my Anchor podcast. It's called TikTok Talk, and I believe that this will be episode number 5. I like to repost them there so that you can go check out my other content, and so also you can hear your readings back if you like. Hi, Scott. Card, please. Sure, Kelly Dragonfly. You caught my attention there. Looks like you're going to be getting some messages from the other side. Could be in the form of a dream, which is interesting because that's how I started today. And a spiritual awakening coming for you, okay? Good luck with that, Kelly Dragonfly. I love your name, by the way. So cool. Auntie Beanie says, can I have a card? Sure. Even though things are a little bit tough right now, they will die down. You got to get your finances together, is what I'm being told. And don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a great job. They're sending their love to you. That's for you, Auntie Beanie. And your spirit guides are screaming at me too. Oh my gosh, everybody's guides are just hollering at me today. Oh, did I see one of my friends here? Oh, I thought I saw my friend. I'm happy to see you. It's nice to see everybody. My name is Scott. If you have me, and if you'd like, you can give me a follow. I'm super happy. We had 140,000 followers this week, which is super awesome. What a milestone. So now we're going to shoot for 150 and just resonate that positive message and try to teach everybody a little bit about what we do here and that this isn't scary or linked to anything scary or frightening. It's just an interesting thing that we can all do. Mission 22 says, does my dad reach out to me? Absolutely. And look what card comes out. The Emperor. So definitely your dad reaches out to you, and I think he probably does in big ways. Sometimes we want to look for the, how do we say it? We want to look for the physical signs like the radio, the music, the lights flickering, birds and such. But sometimes it's a feeling of love, like being wrapped up in a warm hug from somebody that you love. And that also is a very big sign from the people that we love on the other side coming close to us. I think that a lot of people don't realize that. Sometimes when I speak to, if I'm speaking to a woman through a reading, and on the other side is a dad, so I'm a dad to two daughters, and I know when I give either one of them a hug, I get this big rush of dopamine, especially for my daughters. So when I give them a big hug, I get this big rush. So when people's dads come through for their daughters especially, I get that same kind of rush, and I think that people out here in the living should know that, like, if you get that big dopamine rush or that feeling of love out of nowhere, like, that's probably your loved one coming in and giving you a big hug. So when you feel that rush come out of nowhere, just close your eyes for a moment and say, like, oh, who is this? And, you know, whoever comes to mind, it probably is them. I hope that helps. Butterfly love, healing journey. So you're going to get better. It's a little bit of a long path for you, but you are going to get better. Okay? That's for you, butterfly love. I love that. Card for love for Sendus 754. You get what you manifest. So if you want love in your life, manifest it. But first, make sure you're manifesting love for yourself, and then the rest will come. Okay? Should I look for my biological father? So as somebody who's adopted, that's a tricky question, right? I'm adopted as well. I'd say that it may not end well for you. You can look for him, but don't expect the love to be reciprocated. That doesn't mean it won't be. It just means that it might feel like a little bit cold. And again, adopted. So I would feel the same way if I went looking for my adopted father, who I know is passed by now. Tori, so was my grandma okay with passing without all of her children there? Yes. So it's very important in the world of COVID and all the things that are going on. Our loved ones on the other side often will talk to me about this, and they will make it known that they were not surrounded by their loved ones, but in life, but on the other side, their loved ones are coming forward to come get them. This is something that naturally occurs anyway, but they really want us to have that message, like, let them know that I was surrounded by the people who I love. They came and got me, and I'm okay. So it's okay if not everybody was there, or nobody, unfortunately. I know that's tough to hear, and I know I wouldn't want to pass alone because, man, what a scary last ride, right? But you'll be okay, I promise, and so are they. So nice to see everybody. I hope that my ADHD is helping you all out because I can't stop talking. I'll just keep going and going and going. Well, for a while anyway, because I had to pick up my son soon. Just found your page. What's up, Mystic? Thanks for finding my page. Lucky That Way says, love for me? Sure. You may actually already have somebody in your life that's been circling around. They may not feel like the right match for you, but I think they might be. So if there's a gentleman or a lady caller that's been in your life that's been kind of giving you the vibe, talk to them, see what they're about, and see if it can go further. That's for you, Lucky That Way. I like your name. Isarosa. So this is interesting. Isabel, card please. So I see you here pretty often. I'll just let you know that all the work that you've been putting in and not feeling like you're getting anything back out, it's more important for you than everybody else, the work that you're putting in. So how do we put this? Your self-development has been important for you, but not everybody else. But eventually they'll notice and take notice of how awesome you're doing in life, and then things will turn around for you. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to make sense of that one as best I can. My words aren't coming out the greatest. Marley, what's up, Marley? Spiritual journey. Oh, get ready, girl. You got a lot of stuff coming to you. Close your eyes and take up one thing at a time. So if you feel like psychic abilities are something for you, mediumship, Reiki, empath, all that stuff, one at a time. Don't try to take it all on at once or you get drowned out. You get drowned by it all. So just one at a time and go on your journey. Pick one thing at a time. Andrea says, am I the drama? You might be. The Queen of Pentacles. But the Queen of Pentacles is a really nice character. I like her. She generally has her shit together, and she's trying to tell everybody else how things are going, and how they should be doing. Sometimes we just have to take a little bit of a step back and see if the people around us want our advice. So take that for what it's worth. I like how you asked that. Am I the drama? Alrighty, folks. It is absolutely time for me to get going. I got to pick up my son from school. Every day I've been trying to come live if I can. So if you like what you're hearing here, do me a favor, subscribe to my TikTok channel. And like I said, if you like to hear your reading or hear this over again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or my podcast, which is all available in the link. And yeah, please come back for more. I appreciate having everybody here. You all mean a lot to me, and I have a lot of fun doing this. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will talk to you again certainly in the next 2 days because we have a big TV show coming up. Big TV show appearance coming up. Super stoked for that. Thanks everybody again. Have a great day. Please don't forget to follow me, like the page, and I will talk to you so soon. Thanks again. Bye everybody.